Hello teachers, this is teacher Nico once again. So in this vlog, we're going to continue my part 2 on ESL interview and tips with regards to answering those questions. So before we proceed, I would love if you are new to my channel to please click the subscribe button and the bell button to get notified of my previous and future videos. So, if you have also questions and queries or like to share informations, you can comment below, and I would do my best rather to help and give videos that will give you tips in the future. Thank you very much. Let's begin. Let's have here first question. What is your teaching style? So if you're asked what is your teaching style, you must be creative as a teacher. Our students will be foreign, so it must be attractive to them and interesting. So with your teaching style, like for example, showing puppets, showing graphs, showing pictures would be helpful for the students. That's a creative teaching style. So remember to be flexible in terms of answering this question, because this is very important with regards to the company to make sure that you are capable of handling any type of students. Next question, number 2. Why do you think learning English is important? So make sure that you also first highlight there your part, as it is your question. Why do you think it is important? So you can say your part, the importance of English in terms of your part and the part of the student. So for example, English or learning the language English is important for me because I could help other people like students who are interested in learning the language. And also, if I have an idea with English, it will be easier for me to have a communication with other foreign languages. Next, let's have there for the part of the student, you can say for them, it is good that they have idea or they could acquire the language English, because if they have the idea and ways of using the language English, they would be flexible, open to the world communication or the international communication, since English is a very major or main language used by different countries. So it would be helpful for them to communicate, interact, and know other nationalities. So you can broaden that or make that more interesting and deep in terms of your answer. Try to prepare with your answer in this question. Next, number 3, what challenge in teaching did you experience and how did you handle it? Of course, every teacher has a challenge. So if you experience, let's say, a student who's been naughty, that's a performance challenge. Next is a technical problem. So maybe there's been a power interruption. So you need to tell the teacher or the interviewer rather that you have such challenge before and how were you able to handle it. For example, with this naughty student, I handle it showing and giving my best, like giving rewards to attract the student, showing puppets of conversation, doing conversation, and with regards to internet connection or technical problems like power interruption, you can, let's say, answer it like using other teachers' idea. They use their mobile phone, open website that would direct them to the, let's say, the computer or the access to the school or the classroom. So it is also helpful to use your mobile phone as a way of continuing your class. So that's how you handle a problem in terms of your work. So let's continue with the fourth question. What's your motivation in teaching? With regards to motivation and teaching, other teachers would say their family, their loved ones, or their self, or their, let's say, interest itself in teaching. So that's a good motivation. But you could also say that you want to help the student with regards to their language. You see that you have the capacity to teach, so you would love to help them and learn, discover the world. That would be good. And in this part, it is your own, let's say, explanation. So it would be okay to express your idea here directly during the interview, but great if you have a flow already of your idea. Next, are you willing to teach abroad in real classroom discussion? Okay, of course, we're not closing the idea that after being an online teacher, there might be a possibility that the company will absorb you, or they will hire you directly to their company. So you need to work abroad and you need to teach on their main company. Like for other teachers that I've seen on our groups, we have groups, so some other teachers are already absorbed by the company, and the others were also teaching abroad because they're, for example, the company that they're working has a partnership with a school or a university, so they choose you to go there. So there's a lot of possibility, especially regards to, um, let's say, teaching abroad. Okay, so if you're asked about this, ask it honestly. Okay, ask it how, or answer it honestly rather, and give your idea of how you really feel if you're able to be a teacher, or you will be able to be one of those teachers who are going to teach abroad representing the company. So don't close your doors on those possibilities. So as much as possible, be prepared on your answer on that question. Well, not all of the companies ask that, but we need to also prepare on such question. Maybe your company is a partner or partnered with other university or schools in their country. Next question, do you have any certificate for those newbies or first timers in ESL teaching online? So it's difficult for them to say that they have certificates. Some will say that they already have, let's say before they applied to the company, they already have the certificate. That's good for them. And if you don't have certificate, it's okay to say that you don't. Okay? Don't, let's say, pretend that you have, because maybe the company or the interviewer itself will ask you to send um, let send an e-copy of that, e-copy of your certificate. So if you have such, um, let's say, certificate, you can say. But if you don't try to push yourself. Especially getting or earning certificates isn't easy, especially if you don't have yet the idea within terms to teaching. Next, of course, with regards to that certificates, other companies offer trainings already in their company to give certificates. For example, ACADSOC, they give certificates like I have received before, TOEFL, TOEFL and other certificates like EFK for kids and other etc. certificates. There's a lot of certificates at ACADSOC that you could acquire, but other companies also have one, so you can say no so that they could provide you with a certificate. Next, are you willing to work full-time or part-time, or you are interested in both? Okay, so let's say you want to work full-time in the weekend, and or yes, full-time in the weekend, in the weekdays part-time. Some companies actually goes with that idea. But if you're asked with regards full-time or part-time, that means you can choose either two. So for example, you're a working student, it's good to use part-time, not full-time. It's very challenging actually to have full-time, especially full-time haven't had such very flexible schedule since you're working full-time. But if let's say part-time, you can have this half of the day and this half of the month, let's say like that. So it's also good to have part-time instead of full-time, but that still depends on you. So in this question, it's your opinion and your idea only. No correct and no wrong answer. That's your own idea on how you will handle your time. Next, what's your available time? Speaking of time, so you will be asked, of course, the company will consider also your schedule and the schedule of the student. Let's say for JKEC English, my student in JK was actually concerned with their time. So my other students need to start their classes 7 p.m. here. Here in the Philippines, it's 7 p.m., but in Korea, it's 8 p.m. So they need to adjust, or you need to adjust your time. So they will make sure or ask you what's your available time. So for me, during JK, I choose to have an available time during night shift. And if you are available in morning, afternoon, or night, you can say that towards your interviewer. Next, are you willing to adjust your time or schedule for future trainings? Of course, we're not going to close the door with in terms to trainings. Especially in the company ACADSOC, they always have new trainings, especially for the new teachers. They encourage you to pass their trainings first before being able to teach a lot of students. And having those trainings would also be equivalent to your certificate, so not too bad also. You have also a positive gaining, or you will gain also something out of those trainings. You will gain experience, you will gain idea on how and what was the flow of things inside the company. So it's good to acquire these trainings. So if you're asked if you're willing to adjust your time with it or your schedule for future trainings, I would recommend yes. You need to adjust because you're applying and you have interest in teaching, so you need to adjust yourself. So, next question, when would you prefer to start? So, the sweetest question ever. When would you prefer to start? Most of the teacher would love to start immediately or as much as possible tomorrow or the next week. So, other teachers love to start immediately. But remember also that you need to prepare yourself. Are you ready enough? You need to consider in this question, do you think you're ready for the challenge or for the student? You will meet new faces, you will meet different type of people, so are you ready? So you need to consider those with regards to this question. Though it is the sweetest question to hear from the interviewer, you need also to have an idea on how prepared you are as a teacher. So that will be all of the questions in part 2, and if you haven't seen the part 1, it's in my vlog, so you can check my website and see. They are the videos that I have had. And if you're new to my channel, I would love to subscribe. If you would subscribe and click the bell button to get notified of my part 1 and other videos that I had and for the future videos. With regards to someone who have shout out to my video or my previous video, I would like to greet her. So her name I will post here. It's Brenda. Okay, hello, and here's her comment shout out. Thank you very much for watching my video, and that will be all, teachers. See you once again in my next vlog. Goodbye.